talk just a little bit about formative research that we undertook this year in Zambia for the RAIN project, which has been talked about quite a bit actually at this conference. In this research was focused on health, nutrition, and agriculture, and I basically just want to share some of our findings that show these linkages, and that it also show the importance of nutrition, which again has been talked about a lot at this conference as being overlooked or not as much in the limelight as agriculture and health, and the importance of nutrition specifically in linkages to both agriculture and health. So just a little bit of background on the RAIN. The RAIN project is aimed at developing an implementation model that reduces stunting in young children by aligning agriculture interventions with nutrition and health activities. And so the formative research focused on nutrition, health, and agriculture activities, particularly breastfeeding, complementary feeding within nutrition. So basically my question in looking at this was whether formative research can be informative. I know at IFPRI sometimes we see formative research more as useful for underscoring things that we already know or showing outcomes that we already know about, beliefs or practices that we have already heard about. However, I think in this case it showed us some things that we did not have that much previous knowledge on, and thus was very informative. This was held in the Mumbwa district, Zambia, and here I'm just going to give you some examples of linkages between nutrition and agriculture that we found, and then a few of linkages between health and agriculture, health and nutrition. So a few of the findings on both knowledge and practices were found through interviews with mothers, grandmothers, fathers, health workers, and agriculture workers. For example, some mothers, quite a few mothers, explained that they couldn't breastfeed because they had to work in agriculture during the day and were in the fields, and thus they couldn't breastfeed on demand. They were breastfeeding before they left the house with children under 2 years of age and when they came home at night. Also, while most of them were involved in producing staple products, such as maize, very few grow vegetables in their home gardens, which is a key issue in designing a project such as this one. And lack of access to meat means that children are not fed meat products or animal source products very often, as animals are used instead primarily for work. But what we found is there were animals that they could be getting some animal source products from, such as cows, that they used for work but could be also utilizing for milk. Some examples of linkages between health and nutrition are, well, two positive things, was a really solid knowledge of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. Thus, the RAIN project, I think, will not focus as much on promoting this type of knowledge, and the children are fed a variety of foods and a variety of micronutrient-rich foods, in fact, during illness and when recovering from illness. Two more negative findings were that some foods high in protein are actually avoided during pregnancy and lactation. Eggs was a primary example, and that is the protein source that they have the most abundance of, and thus this is a very problematic practice, and yet something that might be pretty easy to address because it's so specific. And also a fear of breastfeeding while pregnant, which shows a linkage between health and nutrition, or looking at a child's health and nutrition. So basically, the point of this short presentation is that, as emphasized throughout the conference, the importance of nutrition must be highlighted as central to designing agriculture and health programs, not only as a central component itself, but I think that our formative research also showed how it can act as the link between health issues and agriculture issues. Thank you.